Ryan to root for Claressa. I really am. I ain't gonna lie. I got a little bothered when her cousin did an interview. Now, yeah, I allowed the interview because I'm messy. I'm a messy bitch like that. You feel me? I can't help who I am. But I did feel just a little bit sorry for Claressa when her cousin Shalita came on my platform and literally, I said, what are people saying that you dragging her down?
You ever see a moment so raw, so explosive, so brutally unexpected that it doesn't just shake the internet, it stops it? Because that is exactly what just happened after Tasha K dropped a bomb so nuclear, so personal, so deeply targeted, it left Claressa Shields, the GWOAT, the undefeated champion, in tears. This isn't trash talk, this isn't fight promotion, this isn't drama for clicks, this is a woman's entire world cracking in real time. Because according to Tasha K, and yes, she came with alleged receipts, timelines, voice notes, and claims the internet was not prepared for Papoose, the man Claressa publicly praised, trusted, respected, and defended, was allegedly living a double life. A secret life, a hidden life, a life Claressa supposedly had no idea existed. The moment the allegations dropped, everything changed. The comments flooded, the reactions exploded. Even Claressa's most loyal fans were stunned into silence. But Claressa, she didn't lash out, she didn't throw punches, she didn't drag anyone online, she broke down. A champion who has survived knockouts, headlines, hate, Olympic pressure, and the entire boxing world doubting her, was suddenly blindsided by a betrayal so deep that she said, "I don't know who to trust anymore." And the wildest part, Tasha K didn't just accuse Papoose of cheating. She accused him of building an entire second identity behind Claressa's back, with alleged secret messages, secret moves, secret intentions, and a woman who supposedly knew more than Claressa ever realized. The internet is split. Some say Tasha is stirring chaos. Some say Papoose owes answers. Some say Claressa deserves the truth. But everybody agrees this is the biggest emotional meltdown we've ever seen from the boxing queen. And trust me, the details of this story are even messier than the headline. Before the internet meltdown, before Tasha K's explosive revelations, before Claressa Shields broke down on camera, this story was something entirely different. It was about loyalty, about respect, about a bond that looked unshakable from the outside. To understand the impact of Tasha K's allegations, you have to understand what Papoose represented to Claressa Shields, not just as an artist, not just as a man in the industry, but as someone she viewed as a mentor, a protector, a figure who believed in her when the world didn't. Claressa is one of the toughest athletes alive. She didn't grow up in comfort. She wasn't handed anything. Every success she has came through sweat, trauma, tenacity, and willpower. The GWOAT didn't rise because someone lifted her. She rose because life tried to break her over and over again and failed. So when someone gives a woman like Claressa genuine respect, genuine belief, genuine emotional support, she clings to that loyalty like it means everything. For years, Papoose hyped her up publicly. He defended her online, he called her the queen of boxing, he encouraged her music ventures, he invited her into rooms she once thought were closed to her. When Claressa said she wanted to switch lanes into entertainment, Papoose said, "You can do both, you're a star." That meant something to her, because Claressa isn't just fighting opponents in the ring, she's fighting stereotypes, critics, trolls, misogynists, boxing politics, and an entire world that never wanted to respect women's boxing in the first place. So when rumors first surfaced that Claressa and Papoose were close, people didn't judge, people didn't speculate, people celebrated. It looked like a genuine bond between two people who had survived the hardest roads to success. But behind every public bond is a private reality, and that's where things get messy. According to people close to Claressa, she trusted Papoose on a level she rarely trusts anyone. She believed his advice, she respected his leadership. She felt safe discussing career moves, personal goals, and emotional struggles with him, and that is exactly why these allegations hit her so hard. Because trust is Claressa Shields' most guarded currency, and Papoose was one of the few people she allowed into that inner circle. But here's what makes the story even more painful. This wasn't coming out of nowhere. Several months before Tasha K dropped the bomb, people noticed small shifts in Papoose's behavior. He became distant, less responsive. Harder to reach, he'd disappear for days, then reappear like nothing happened. But Claressa brushed it off. She didn't want to assume the worst. She didn't want to look paranoid. She wanted to focus on training, legacy, her goals, her fights. She told friends she didn't want to jump to conclusions, especially about someone she trusted so deeply. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, rumors began circulating in the entertainment world. Whispers about Papoose having side arrangements. Whispers about messages he didn't want anyone to see. Whispers about a woman who allegedly knew a lot more than she should have. Claressa heard the whispers, she just didn't believe them, because believing them meant accepting a betrayal she wasn't emotionally prepared to face. And then enter Tasha K. Tasha has a history of exposing celebrities, sometimes accurately, sometimes dramatically, sometimes with controversy. But one thing is clear, when she sets her sights on a story, she doesn't stop until she finds the mess. And with Claressa and Papoose, she found plenty. According to Tasha, Papoose didn't just flirt, he didn't just step out, he didn't just make mistakes. He allegedly built an entire double life behind Claressa's back. Tasha claimed she had alleged messages, alleged conversations, alleged proof of hidden meetups, alleged screenshots, alleged voice notes, but the part that broke the internet, Tasha didn't present it like gossip. She presented it like a case file. She laid out timelines, dates, behaviors, patterns, inconsistencies. And even though none of this has been legally confirmed, the way she delivered it made people believe it instantly. People started connecting dots. People started replaying old Papoose interviews. People started pulling up pictures where his body language looked off. People started dissecting the way he interacted with Claressa in public appearances. Within hours, the entire narrative flipped. It wasn't Papoose supports Claressa. It was, did Papoose play Claressa? Was he using her? Did he build her trust just to betray it? Was she blindsided this whole time? But here's the part that truly shattered Claressa. Tasha didn't just say Papoose had a double life. She claimed Papoose's other life had been going on for years, overlapping with moments when Claressa thought he was one of the few real ones in her corner. Imagine training for the biggest fights of your life, thinking someone is protecting your heart while they're allegedly living a lie behind your back. When the revelations hit the public, Claressa tried to stay strong, but strong wasn't enough. Because the betrayal wasn't just romantic, it was emotional, it was spiritual, it was psychological, it was trust. And that is the one thing Claressa Shields does not give easily. When she broke down on live, it wasn't weakness. It was heartbreak, real heartbreak, from a woman who built her entire life on not letting the world see her cry. But this time, she couldn't hold it in. And the next piece of this story, the moment Claressa confronts the truth behind Tasha's allegations, is where everything gets even darker. The breaking point didn't come when Tasha K dropped the allegations. It didn't come when fans started buzzing. It didn't come when the blogs lit up with headlines accusing Papoose of living a double life. No, the breaking point came the moment Claressa Shields tried to verify the truth for herself, because Claressa isn't the type to believe gossip. She isn't the type to react to rumors. She isn't the type to let social media dictate her emotions. She's a champion, a fighter, a woman who has survived trauma so deep that most people wouldn't make it out. So when these accusations hit the internet, she did what champions always do. She sought the truth directly. According to insiders close to her, Claressa reached out to Papoose privately, not with anger, not with insults, not with assumptions. She simply asked, is any of this true? That one question shattered everything, because Papoose didn't deny it immediately. He didn't defend himself with conviction. He didn't reassure her the way she expected. Instead, he hesitated, a pause, a silence, a crack of uncertainty that sliced straight into Claressa's chest like a blade. For a woman who fights for a living, silence is louder than any punch. Insiders say Claressa's face changed instantly. The moment she realized she wasn't just fighting rumors, she might actually be fighting reality. But the first twist came when Tasha K doubled down. Just hours after Claressa reached out to Papoose, Tasha posted a follow-up saying she had more evidence coming, more receipts, more names. And here's where the entire situation went from uncomfortable to catastrophic. Tasha K didn't just suggest a double life. She claimed Papoose was allegedly supporting another woman for MONTHS, financially, emotionally, privately, all while maintaining a clean public image as Claressa's mentor and supporter. She even claimed this other woman allegedly had messages proving it. That revelation sent the internet into chaos. People were demanding Tasha drop the receipts. People were begging Claressa to leave him alone. People were attacking Papoose's character. People were searching for clues in old interviews. People were dissecting his lyrics for hidden meanings. Meanwhile, Claressa was spiraling, not publicly, not yet, but privately, she was breaking. Insiders say she locked herself in her room for hours. She cried, she paced, she replayed every conversation she ever had with Papoose. She reread messages, she questioned her instincts, she questioned her worth. Because it wasn't just betrayal, it was humiliation. This wasn't happening in private, it was happening in front of the entire world. Millions of people watching her heartbreak like it was entertainment. But the first major twist of this story came later that night, when Claressa allegedly received a message that changed everything. A woman, believed to be connected to Papoose's alleged second life, reached out directly. The message wasn't hateful, it wasn't accusatory, it wasn't defensive. It simply said, "You deserve to know the truth." That line hit Claressa harder than any punch she's ever taken. Because if the woman was lying, why would she say that? Why would she approach Claressa peacefully? Why would she risk her own exposure? The message allegedly included screenshots, timestamps, conversations, photos, and interactions that made Claressa's stomach twist. But here's the part that sent Claressa over the edge. One screenshot allegedly showed Papoose referring to Claressa as, "She's too focused on boxing to notice anything." That line crushed her. Because Claressa has spent her entire life fighting to not be underestimated, fighting to not be viewed as too busy, too focused, too masculine, too intimidating, too intense. And the one man she trusted, the one man she gave emotional access to, the one man who praised her strength, he allegedly used her focus against her. That discovery made everything click for her: the distant behavior, the late replies, the changed tone, the excuses. The secrets, it all suddenly made sense. And that's when Claressa, the undefeated champion, the strongest woman in boxing, the face of women's combat sports, finally broke down. Not because of the betrayal, not because of the embarrassment. Not because of Tasha K, she broke down because she realized she wasn't blind, she wasn't naive, she wasn't stupid. She was trusting, and that trust was weaponized against her. But the story didn't stop there. Because after Claressa saw the messages, she didn't stay silent. She confronted Papoose again, this time emotionally, shaking, crying, demanding answers. And inside sources say Papoose tried to deny everything until Claressa showed him the screenshots. That's when the second twist hit. Papoose allegedly admitted part of the truth, but not all of it. He tried to minimize it. He tried to frame it as miscommunication. He tried to call it misunderstood. Claressa wasn't buying it. Because every answer he gave contradicted something she saw in Tasha's evidence or in the messages sent by the other woman. He wasn't clarifying, he was scrambling. But here's the real twist, the one that shifted this story from betrayal to full-on meltdown. Tasha K posted again, and this time she revealed there was a third person involved, not just Papoose, not just the alleged woman, but someone close to Claressa, someone Claressa trusted, who allegedly knew about the situation and never told her. That revelation shattered everything, because betrayal from a man hurts, but betrayal from someone close, that's agony. Social media erupted. Claressa is surrounded by snakes. She needs to clean her whole circle. This is deeper than cheating. They used her fame against her, and for once, the internet wasn't exaggerating. Because the involvement of a third person meant this wasn't an accidental betrayal. This wasn't a moment of weakness. This wasn't a slip-up. It was a calculated, ongoing deception that multiple people allegedly participated in. And Claressa, she didn't just feel heartbroken. She felt played by the industry, played by the people she trusted, played by someone she believed had her back, played by a man she thought respected her struggles. Her meltdown wasn't dramatic. It was human, raw, unfiltered, shattering. And it was just the beginning, because the next twist Tasha dropped wouldn't just break Claressa emotionally, it would destroy her entire perception of the past 2 years. If Claressa Shields thought the initial allegations were the worst of it, she had no idea how deep this nightmare truly went. Because the moment Tasha K exposed the involvement of a third person, the entire story took a vicious turn, one that blindsided Claressa in ways even the betrayal itself couldn't prepare her for. That reveal changed the entire tone of the internet. People weren't just talking about cheating anymore. They weren't talking about rumors or gossip or industry mess. They were talking about conspiracy. A deception that allegedly required coordination. A betrayal that wasn't accidental but executed behind Claressa's back with disturbing consistency. And then Tasha K went silent, completely silent. No updates, no teasers. No comments, no follow-ups. And that's when everyone knew she was preparing something bigger. Meanwhile, Claressa was losing control of the narrative. Friends who tried calling her couldn't get through. Her team was scrambling to contain the public meltdown. Her PR was supposedly begging her not to go live again. But Claressa didn't care about optics anymore. She cared about answers, that silence from Papoose. Those incomplete explanations, those contradictions, those messages from the other woman, those screenshots, those rumors involving someone in her circle, nothing made sense anymore. Her heart hurt, her mind raced, her faith cracked. But the worst was yet to come. Because while Claressa attempted to stabilize emotionally, Papoose did something shocking, something that sent the entire internet into hysteria. He posted a vague, "I'll tell my side when the time is right" message. That single sentence ignited a firestorm. People immediately interpreted it as a confession. Others said he was preparing damage control. Some believed he was hinting at even more secrets. But Claressa, she saw that post as yet another betrayal, because if there was another side, why didn't he tell her first? Her trust wasn't just damaged, it was obliterated. And then the bomb dropped. Tasha K returned with what she called the real timeline. She claimed she had pieced together months of messages, sightings, communication logs, and insider tips, and that Papoose's alleged double life didn't start recently. It allegedly started long before Claressa ever knew him on a deep level. This wasn't a moment of weakness. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't a slip-up. It was allegedly systematic. Tasha revealed screenshots that appeared to show late-night communication between Papoose and the alleged other woman location tags that matched suspicious timelines, affectionate messages sent during periods Claressa believed he was supporting her, conflicting explanations Papoose gave to different people, small lies that added up to a massive, undeniable pattern, and then came the twist that broke the internet. Tasha claimed Papoose allegedly introduced the other woman to people as his real piece, implying Claressa was just his public respect. That sentence destroyed Claressa in a way no betrayal ever has. Because Claressa Shields has fought her entire life to be seen as a woman, an athlete, a champion, a person. She fought the world to earn respect. She fought boxing promoters to get recognition. She fought trolls calling her too aggressive, too masculine, too emotional. So to find out the man she trusted allegedly told another woman she was his piece, while Claressa was just his image, that wasn't heartbreak. That was annihilation, but Tasha wasn't done. She brought forward an even more shocking claim. She said the third person, the one Claressa trusted, was allegedly the bridge between Papoose and the other woman. Meaning, messages were allegedly passed through them, plans allegedly coordinated, excuses allegedly created. If this was true, that meant Claressa wasn't just betrayed by one person, she was betrayed by two working together. And then came the video clip that sent the internet into meltdown. Tasha played a voice note, allegedly from the other woman, saying, "He told me she'd never find out. He said she was too focused on her career to notice. He said he handled everything." Those words were the exact dagger Claressa feared, handled everything. The implication was devastating. He allegedly built the entire deception with confidence, believing Claressa's ambition would blind her. And then came the twist nobody expected. Tasha claimed Claressa wasn't the only one emotionally destroyed. She claimed Papoose allegedly promised the other woman a future, a partnership, something more intimate than what he had with Claressa. If true, that meant Claressa wasn't the only one being misled. The other woman was too. They were both allegedly living lies built by one man. This shifted the narrative instantly. People stopped attacking the woman. People stopped blaming her. People realized she might also be a victim of manipulation. But then Tasha revealed the darkest twist of all. There were allegedly multiple women Papoose entertained emotionally over the years, each believing they held a special part of his life that Claressa didn't know about. Tasha didn't confirm numbers, she didn't drop identities, she didn't leak names, but she said there's more than one. He wasn't loyal to anyone but himself. And that's when Claressa Shields, the undefeated, unbreakable champion, finally snapped. She didn't just cry, she didn't just tremble, she didn't just hurt. She collapsed emotionally. For the first time ever, Claressa Shields admitted she felt played, used, embarrassed, humiliated, stupid, broken. The woman who fights monsters in the ring was being destroyed by a man outside of it. But the darkest part, Tasha hinted that more is coming. She ended her reveal with, "I haven't shown the worst part yet." The entire internet froze. If this was not the worst part, what could possibly be worse? What else is hiding in the screenshots? What else is buried in the timeline? What else will make Claressa crumble? The next reveal isn't just going to break Claressa Shields. It might change how the entire world sees Papoose forever. The moment Tasha case, real timeline, hit the internet, the digital world didn't just react, it erupted. Overnight, Claressa Shields went from trending for her victories to trending for her heartbreak. And the reaction wasn't small, it wasn't local, it wasn't niche, it was global. Millions of comments, hundreds of reaction videos, thousands of stitches, scores of influencers weighing in, celebrities taking sides. Boxing commentators debating ethics, loyalty, betrayal, and emotional manipulation. Everyone had an opinion and nobody was holding back. Because while Claressa Shields has always been controversial, tough, outspoken, and unapologetically herself, nobody ever expected to see her broken like this. The internet split instantly into factions. Team Claressa, easily the largest, loudest, and angriest group. These fans flooded timelines with support, outrage, heartbreak, and fury. They said things like, "No woman deserves this. She's the strongest boxer alive, and this is what finally broke her. That man didn't deserve to be near a queen like Claressa. Protect her at all costs. She's given us her whole soul in the ring, and people were stabbing her behind her back." They created hashtags like, Number stand with Claressa, number protect the GWOAT, number Papoose exposed, number double life disaster. But another group rose instantly. Team Papoose, or we need more info. These people weren't defending him. They simply refused to take Tasha K's word as gospel. They commented, "Let's wait for hard proof. Tasha has been wrong before. Screenshots can be edited. We need Papoose's side. Y'all crucifying him off allegations." But these comments were drowned instantly by the third and most chaotic faction. The entertainment crowd, these people weren't taking sides. They were enjoying the spectacle, the mess, the drama, the chaos. They stitched clips, made memes, cracked jokes, created TikToks like, "Imagine cheating on the GWOAT. Couldn't be me, Papoose must have been fighting for his life in those DMs." Tasha K got the whole entertainment world shaking again. Claressa crying broke me. Papoose, prepare yourself. Twitter X was even more brutal. One viral tweet said, "Papoose spent 20 years loyal to Remy Ma and folded in 10 minutes for a woman not even his. Embarrassing." Another said, "Claressa could knock out his entire double life with one punch." Another, "This is what happens when you underestimate a champion. She survives fights you can't even imagine, but betrayal hits different." The memes were relentless, clips of Claressa's knockouts combined with pictures of Papoose hiding behind text messages. Clips of Tasha K laughing into the microphone with captions like "Round 2 coming soon." But the reaction from women across the internet, that was the emotional center of the whole storm. Thousands of women shared stories of betrayal, manipulation, false promises, emotional games. Claressa became a symbol not just of strength but of heartbreak. Women were posting, "Seeing Claressa cry broke my heart. She fights for a living, but this man destroyed her emotionally. She deserved love, not lies. I hope she heals from this." But the most shocking reactions came from the boxing world. Promoters, commentators, former champions, current fighters, they all weighed in. One commentator said, "Claressa might be the strongest fighter on earth, but betrayal hits differently. This could affect her mentally in the ring." A rival boxer said, "I never liked how people in entertainment used her. Now we're seeing why." A popular MMA fighter tweeted, "If Papoose did this, he just made an enemy out of every woman in combat sports." Even celebrities outside fighting jumped in. An R&B singer posted, "Double life, that man was living a triple life. He fooled the wrong woman." A famous actress wrote, "Women like Claressa carry too much already. We shouldn't have to carry betrayal too." Meanwhile, Papoose fans were confused, overwhelmed, spiraling. Some begged him to speak. Some defended him, some roasted him, some turned on him completely. But the most unexpected reaction came from Remy Ma fans, shocked, confused, baffled, and furious. They asked, how was Papoose loyal to Remy through prison but out here embarrassing Claressa? What changed? What was real? And then came the biggest public reaction of all, Papoose's silence. Silence isn't calm. Silence isn't neutral. Silence isn't dignified. Silence is suspicious. The internet interpreted it as guilt. Claressa interpreted it as abandonment. The entertainment world interpreted it as a PR strategy. And Tasha K interpreted it as victory. But the reaction that really set off alarms, rumors began spreading that additional women were preparing to come forward. Anonymous posts, blind items, cryptic TikToks, comments hinting he lied to her. "He lied to me too. I was told the same thing. He made multiple promises. There's another story coming." These posts sent the internet into hysteria, because if one alleged double life was messy, multiple alleged situations would destroy